It was my fault, after all. I went into the bedroom and saw my pencils all on my work desk. My husband laid them out for me in that same order. All 50 of them.